Hi, Vinny.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I've never recorded one of these with I'm the only person in the room. This is a new experience.
You're not. I'm right here with you.
You are. We're touching each other virtually.
Okay.
This is Tyranny by Obsidian Entertainment, Vinny. We're going to take a look at this real quick. Obsidian Entertainment.
Who are they?
Obsidian Entertainment of Irvine, California. And before we get started, I should say that I did used to work at Obsidian Entertainment below those many years ago, almost 7 years ago now.
Yeah, you made this game.
I did not, but I know a lot of people who worked on it.
Thanks for coming, Matt. Thanks for showing the game.
Yeah, it's going to be an EX. But no, full disclosure, I do know a lot of people who worked on this game. I have not talked to any of them about it, as far as I know. Yeah.
What is this game?
This game is called Tyranny. It's not related to Dungeons and Dragons or Pillars of Eternity. It definitely uses the same engine as Pillars of Eternity for anybody who played that. But this is a all brand new game world, which we will get into in a bit. But here we have my adventuring party. I have 4 people so far. I believe that's the maximum amount of size. My name is Fig.
Hi, Fig. Fig, how much does this game cost?
This game costs $44.99 on Steam as of this moment.
Okay, and it's available on Steam and
GOG, Good Old Games as well. It's available on both of those platforms. PC exclusive. This would be tough to do on a console, I believe. But what was that sound?
That was me. That was me saying, "Yeah, I would."
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
So Tyranny takes place in a world that has been kind of taken over by the forces of evil. I don't know if I can actually do like a world map, but to give you an example, I'm going to try to run this down real quick. There is a big bad guy called Kairos who has an army that is basically taken over the entire world. He has 2 main armies, the Disfavored and the Screaming Chorus, I want to say, and those both have lieutenants. There are lieutenants. There are like different people factions you have to keep track of. There are a lot of people in this game already. It starts off pretty
and
dense.
who is Fig? Why are you here, Fig?
Fig is a lieutenant of Kairos. She is a fate binder of Tunon, who is like Kairos's judge. So there's the 2 main armies, and Tunon is kind of in between those guys trying to keep the peace, and you're trying to go through this whole introductory area. I think I'm still kind of in the prologue, and you're trying to make sure that both of these 2 armies are doing their job. Because Kairos is super awesome, he sent you to this little valley where there's an insurrection against his rule, and he said, go here and read this magical scroll, and after you do that, you have 8 days to make sure you retake this little valley, or else everybody dies, including both armies and you. So as soon as you start the game, you have a little bit of a countdown timer to get shit done before you die.
Wait, so Kairos is a god, or Kairos just kind of rules the world?
Kind of. He's kind of the most powerful person in the world, and he gave you a little scroll, and as soon as you read it, within 7 days, it's the entire valley that you're in is going to blow up. That's how powerful he is. He can do
that would be a bad thing.
For you, and for the game, theoretically, I assume it's going to be one of those things where you get sent out from the Fallout encampment to find the water chip, and if you don't do that within a certain amount of time, you probably will die.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to start talking to people. Go ahead.
Well, did you make a party, or did they just kind of...
I made a character, and you get another couple characters pretty early on. I found 3 so far, and I know there's at least one other person that you can get into your party. I haven't looked at all the characters or anything like that. Like I said, I'm only about 4 hours into this game. Only about 4 hours in. So this is one of the things I'm talking to you about. This is the Scarlet Chorus, not the Screaming Chorus, the Scarlet Chorus, and the Disfavored. So a lot of these conversations early on, you're trying to figure out, these guys don't like each other, these 2 armies. So a lot of the things that you do early on is trying to resolve situations. You can either try to keep the peace, or you can try to favor one side or the other if you want to, or you can just do your own thing. I've kind of been doing my own thing, but there's a lot of reading. If you're not a fan of reading, if you can't read at all, this game might be a little difficult to play.
We'll find a friend.
Yeah. So you have to keep on going through all these little dialogues. There are tons and tons of dialogues. I've had way more dialogue at this point than combat.
How is the actual writing?
It's good. It's good so far. I mean, it's always known as Obsidian's strength, I suppose. Like I said, I haven't gotten too far into the plot. I think I'm on the verge of a pretty big shifting point, which hopefully we'll get to before the end of this thing. I've kind of done all my tasks. I'll show you those in a second.
So you're basically trying to resolve something in this valley. Either they kill each other and you're done in 6 days, or they don't fight and they walk away in 6 days.
Well, no, the two armies are trying to take back the valley. You'd already conquered it, and there's a rebellion amongst the people. There's a whole another faction called like the Viridian Guard, who everybody's trying to put them down. And unless you do that and to retake that city, you're all gonna die. I'm gonna skip through this.
Okay.
Figure it out amongst yourselves. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave them be. I'm gonna go talk to the big bad guy, or I shouldn't say big bad guy, but
Little bad guy.
there are two. Like I said, there are two armies and the two leaders of the armies, and they are constantly at each other's throats. Luckily, they also leave a lot of stuff around. Just go pick up and take. It's mine now.
So you are kind of are you like a Jedi? You're like
You can pick, kind of what your class is going to be. I've gone through. Let me show you some of the talents that I have here. So I have defense, leadership, power. I can also go into agility or range or magic if you want to. So as the main character, you can kind of pick whatever you want to do. I've kind of gone mostly into defense. I like playing, sword and shield type characters. And of course, you find other people who have their own talent trees. This guy's a wizard of some sort. He's basically being my healer so far. And I have a couple other people who can. This guy can be another
Punisher.
tank. Yeah, he's actually got a cool his armor is like welded to his body, so it can't change it. And this lady is good with two daggers or a bow.
Okay. So. Oh, that's a rogue.
Yeah, kind of. Go ahead.
Do you have like full control over their specs and their tech trees once you start getting
if you want
points?
to see. So, I know. Hopefully you digging into stats here. So this character has a level up that I can do right now. You get one attribute point at each level. I've mostly been focusing on him on magical stuff, which is magic defense and will and things like that. There's a billion different attributes you can do and skills as well, and you learn skills.
Can you just put them on autopilot if you want?
You can. There is an option for that just lets them auto level up every time they level up. I think you have to do your own character manually, but for the most part, you can just go ahead and say, please, computer, take what you want to do.
Please. I like the portraits.
Yeah, they're really good. There's some really pretty stuff in here. Penalty for might. Oh, that's because I'm not. Might is one of the things that will reduce your ability strength, and he's got very little might, so he doesn't do much auto attack damage, but he'll do more damage when he casts spells. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to pay attention to here. Like this guy now has one talent point. He can throw quills, which is kind of, he's a wizard, so I don't really want him throwing little feathers at people. He can also do some magic casting as well, which I've kind of been focusing him on more because I really do need healing. This game is kind of tough. I've been playing on normal, and I definitely have been getting knocked. My main character knocked down quite a bit. You can see the red bar here means there's wounded. That means they're not regenerating back to their full health until I rest, which you do have to have campfire gear for.
So this seems pretty. Let's say, for lack of a better word, pretty old school in terms of old RPGs, like Western RPGs.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
This does not seem to be coasting through anything.
No. This is pretty complicated. You do definitely have to. And if you didn't play Pillars of Eternity, that one was very much a learning curve in terms of trying to figure out the combat systems and everything like that. But this is, if you played Pillars of Eternity, this will be a little more familiar to you in terms of the way combat works and everything like that. But I will show you that in a second here. So I think I just turned in a quest here, but I didn't have all the skill checks I could use to get more stuff out of this. But let me show you real quick what we're talking about here when it comes to. Yeah, so here's the encyclopedia.
Nice.
Character statistics is the first part of this. This is all the kind of stuff you have to pay attention to with your characters.
Holy moly. And this is all new, so Pillars of Eternity is different team or same team?
Same team, I believe for the most part. It's the same Obsidian. I think they've kind of hinted that they're working on Pillars of Eternity too. As far as I know, go ahead.
But different game.
Yeah, different universe, different kind of. I'm not entirely familiar with everybody who, especially the lead, but I know that this has, been cooked up for a while. This actually reminds me a lot of a pitch that Obsidian had, like when I started there. They were talking about a game that would, feature an ultimate evil that has taken over the world, and you have to kind of live in the world where, you're not fighting for. I don't know. You're not trying to prevent the evil from rising. It's kind of already done.
It's like you got the bad ending in some other game.
Yeah, and this is a sequel to that. Kind of like Star Wars, the original Star Wars, where the Empire is kind of, already in command, that kind of thing.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a lot to, if you want to get into the nitty gritty, there is a crap load of nit and grit to scroll through afflictions and injuries. You have just a stunning amount of stuff to kind of read through if you want to. I'm almost on the verge. If I continue playing this, I'll probably just set it down easy and not worry too much about the combat because it is pretty intense. There is a lot of menus like this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
All right, I'm gonna let you go here.
All right. Let's see here. So I think what I'm trying to do here now is finish up this main quest. I think I have one more quest, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll save my game and come back to it later if I want to. Let me figure out where I am here. Is it Encyclopedia?
Hey, all right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to pause.
Sure. Go for it.
But after you do this, after you figure out your quest stuff here.
It's right here. I need to go talk to. So I did all this stuff here. I had a bunch of little mini quests that I was kind of sent out to do to prepare for the main attack on these rebels, and I think I've done most of that stuff. Let me see if I can find this guy, Isotonus. Let me just be a completeness.
So your character, if you go back to your character sheet,
sure.
In your equipment load.
Yep.
Where's your? Yeah, there it is. So that's Fig. Does that stuff represent in the game world?
Yeah.
Like all the armor and stuff.
You see me right here? No, that's not me. This is me right here. So yeah, you can see.
Oh yeah, totally cool, great,
so
awesome.
Everything you put on will be represented in the game world. So yeah, I'm doing well. I think
fun.
this is the guy I need to talk to. Go ahead.
I like my paper doll RPG stuff.
It's all pretty well done. You can see this guy, like I said, he's got all this. He's got armor bound to his body. He can't get rid of it.
Bummer.
Yeah. And I've like I said, just barely started, so these guys are all good.
That guy's just silly looking.
Yeah, he's some kind of scholarly mage person. And each of these characters will have different, they'll react to your actions differently. So you not only have, favor with these factions, but you also have favor with the people around you too. So if I talk to like Barak, the guy who has the armor, stuff that I've done in the past will earn favor or lose favor. There's loyalty and fear, which is kind of a love and hate. And you can both be hated and loved at the same time.
Ain't it true?
Yeah. Let me turn to this one more quest real quick, and I think I'm on the verge of something bigger to come around. Oh, here it is. So I can either lie to this guy, which will lose me favor with somebody else, or I can just go ahead and turn to this iron that I found. And I got 1,000 rings, which is basically the money.
Do you know if there are rolls or whatever on lying, or if it says lie, you'll
I'm pretty sure it's you either know that you can do it or you can't do it. For a lot of that stuff, like deception and subterfuge and athletics, there's a check and there's no dice rolls as far as I can tell. So I have a bunch of money now. Maybe I should get something better to use here. I'm gonna get I'll save it for now. But yeah, you can. I actually need to sell a bunch of crap for my stash here, I think, because a lot of stuff that you pick up is kind of worthless. Like this stuff is just for selling. So I need to do some of that, but I'm not going to bother with it right now.
Inventory
management. Luckily, you get a pretty big stash for your entire crew, and it's fairly sizable, so you don't have to worry too much about.
Never big enough.
Yeah, I haven't had to worry about going back to town and selling anything yet. I've just been kind of going off and doing my thing.
Is there a sell all junk button?
Not that I've seen, but there might be one somewhere. It's pretty easy to go through that stuff pretty quickly, though. So, all right. So these guys are the two guys who hate each other a lot. This is Graven Ash. He commands the more disciplined army called the Disfavored, and then there's this dude, Voices of Narat, who is kind of the spy master and running the Scarlet Crusade.
But they both have the same objective, which is take back this valley.
Yes. Okay. But they differ in their methods of doing it. This guy kind of wants to kill everybody. This guy wants to capture people and kind of mind control them and make them into his army. And let's find out what happens next.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment?
I think that guy's stomach is a galaxy.
He definitely has a cool visual look to him. And there's also...
will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the eat.
Oh, you're so young.
Oh, look at this guy.
I know. Sounds like Q from Star Trek.
I trust him. I'm just an on fire person.
So now they're fighting over who gets to lead the last big charge, and I think it's ultimately going to be. I'm guessing here they're going to make me choose. I'm going to go out on a wild limb here.
Would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses.
What was the on fire guy's name from Planescape? Do you remember?
Oh no, that was a long time ago.
The guy in like the Burning Man bar or whatever it was called.
I forget. I never got through all the way through Planescape.
Oh, I like that game a lot.
Another brilliant idea.
So this guy, this is a little confusing. When this guy talks, he will also put mental stuff in your head, so nobody else hears this, but you can read it in the text stuff. So he's kind of psychic and will talk to you like mentally. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it's neat. They do a lot of cool stuff with all this these characters, especially. They're well designed.
Tunon's fate
Okay.
has arrived.
So
That's
now,
me. That's you.
and now you can kind of. I flipped on the option to have the reputation changes mirrored in the actual text box. It's off by default, but I kind of like knowing what's going to happen. I'm not a big on role playing. I'm kind of more of a numbers and sense kind of person. But
I feel like that's also pretty good for this quick look where you might not have time to read everything and then.
So if I say little help from the disfavored, which is Gravenash's army, I can say that and he will not like me. He'll gain hatred. I'm gonna go ahead and go
You
hard.
dare call the chorus inept? Well, that's a half-truth at best.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get through this pretty quick. So I think they're gonna talk about what I've done in the past, and basically I've gone through and killed a bunch of people, found some raiding groups, and
Nothing. Curse you motherless fucks!
Oh, jeez.
But fire and suffering.
he is mad.
Suffering doesn't really capture the nuance of what we've done.
Why I am on equal footing with Kairos' clown, I will never understand. So, Fatebinder, you would deem this mission successful?
Yep, this is me kind of getting rewards and ability to influence people from what I've done before. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to boop up. Yeah, this guy, Iron Marshal Arianos. There are a lot of people with specific names, but they're not related. I don't have specific relations with them, only the party members and the most important NPCs. So talking to these guys will earn you favor or disfavor with the faction they're part of.
Okay. This guy doesn't have a good voice. Forget this guy.
Yeah.
A most wise judgment, good Fatebinder. The Oathbreaker captain will no doubt provide.
This will be just.
I'm gonna get through this as quick as I can because I want to see what's coming up next, and hopefully get to some combat at some point.
These are my allies.
Oh, finish your thought, old chap.
Fatebinder is right. Our survival is at stake.
You will do as we all.
Then the impasse is clear.
Yep.
Wish for the.
I'm gonna have to
With
choose.
whom
All
do
right.
you stand?
Minor Wrath. I think the disfavored will lead. That's who I want.
As I knew you would. You have made the right choice. The disfavored have stood at the forefront of.
Our beloved chorus! We have too many lives to protect.
You will die with disfavored, so it sounds like this guy's now going to.
You dare harm me and our
Uh-oh.
guests from the court?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting that. I thought I'd go off and start a.
Like they'd come back. Oh, no, we're cool. We're cool.
This means war.
It's scene.
Did he kill the? Did he kill the voices of Narat? Oh, that's no good. Oh, I guess he.
boy.
I guess a thinning green mist. I'm betting that dude is not dead.
Like he teleported out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And instead of having false allies on our side, at least we can march up just old soldier reflexes. The Archon of Secrets left behind one of his spies.
Loot him.
Something to say, Beric?
Nothing at present, Archon. Forgive the interruption.
That's not the voice I expected to come out of the man with armor melded to his flesh.
So one of the other ladies here is one of the. She was part of the crew of the guy that just died. So I'm gonna try to keep her around.
Harbor the Archon's henchmen in your company.
Lose major favor.
Is aiding, and the voices of Narat knows better. Of that much I can. You are playing a danger. Now leave me.
I'm gonna go speak to the Iron Marshal and see if we can get into some combat here real quick. But yeah, this is this is pretty representative of what's gone on so far in this game. There's a lot of political maneuvering, playing factions off of each other and trying to figure out, you know, if you want to go all in with one faction or the other. And I'm assuming at some point, because right now you work for the big bad guy. Right. You are part of the evil dude's army. And I suspect that at some point that is going to change and you will have to kind of fight back against them, or maybe not. Maybe that's, maybe they're totally, by reflex, I'm gonna quick save. Let's see if we can get this battle started up. We march on Vendrian's well.
So are there rebels? Or like this village
yes, there are. Okay. The people we're about to attack are all rebels. They surrendered a few years ago when Kairos kind of marched through and took over the whole world. And now they've kind of gone back on their oath of fealty or whatever, and now they're rebelling, and now you're going to go ahead and...
pacify them?
Yes. Meet the disfavored at the Citadel. So let's get the hell out of here. I can double time it, luckily. Otherwise, it does take a long time to kind of move around some of these bigger maps. Any other questions while I'm loading up this thing?
I was just going to ask you if there's a big world map. Is this the big world map?
This is not the big world map as far as I can tell. I think this is just, I guess this is the big world map. I haven't actually been around here very much. Wow, that's weird. I can't actually scroll this by maybe number keys? Letter keys? No?
Oh, like you can't click and drag on the map?
I cannot, or can I? Yeah, click and drag, I guess is what it is. So this is bigger than I thought it'd be. Looks like there's plenty of stuff to go around. These 4 or 5 major zones, and the place I am right now is Vineyards Well, and this is kind of the map for that area.
And then inside church.
I can no longer go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. I'm going to say that name of this faction like 18 different wrong ways, and of course it's quick look probably. Anyways, we're going to go to Vineyards Well, and hopefully there's a big battle here. At least to show what kind of the combat mechanics are. Like I said, I'm playing on normal, and I think I'm a decent kind of player, and I haven't really been worrying about buffing or anything like that too much, but I've definitely had some tough encounters so far, which is better than breezing through it, I suppose. But
my superior is just ahead of us.
Worth taking.
Oh, here we go.
Know her as the Iron Marshal.
This looks cool. All right, Fatebinder.
So yeah, you have Earth magicians on your side, and they're trying to take down a wall. And
so if Fig bites it in battle, you can keep going until everybody wipes?
Yeah, there are knockdowns and wounds, like I said. Find the Iron Marshal is what I have to do now. I think that's what I just said. Find a way over the wall. All right.
Do you need to get healed up before you go?
Trouble is afoot.
I probably should actually, oh crap, here we go. Well, I could have rested and taken care of these wounds, but I haven't, I didn't quite remember that I was still wounded. So I'm gonna try and do this real quick. We'll start fighting, how about that?
Yeah, fight a guy. So it's
you can pause anytime.
Active pause, okay.
You can pause if you want to. I'm gonna use some abilities here. It's pretty good sometimes to start off with abilities. She, I think, should be doing bow stuff from the behinds. I'm gonna go ahead and let her do her fire magic, and everybody's gonna pop in here real quick, and then this guy is going to try and do some magic.
Magic.
As you command.
So I'm using some of my personal abilities on these guys up here. This lady is using a fire bow shot to try to attack my target here, and then this guy is going to try to cast a spell that, if my main character drops below a certain amount of health, she'll get healed for a lot. So let's let it run here for a second and see if I can actually...
How have you found the AI?
Pretty decent. I mean, for my characters, they seem to be pretty smart about using spells and everything like that.
Cool.
You can also go through and set for combat stuff. There are plenty of options, and I think it's actually in the escape menu.
Oh, sure. Is it all like the if end?
There's not like those kind of AI settings that I have seen, but you can set auto pause for a lot of things. Like every time a new combat turn starts, every time you drop a target, you can you can do that too. I should probably set up at least combat start or enemy spotted. Those are always really handy to just have it automatically pause.
Oh, that's cool. Low health will get you.
Yeah,
That's great.
that kind of stuff can always, you can set all these if you want to. I find it, I mostly try to stick to real-time combat, but if you want to, it's kind of like the later, Dragon Age games or almost anything that has a real-time hybrid system. You can pause as often, and you really do probably want to, because there's a lot of danger in these encounters. I should not be attacking this one first. I should have gone down here. Excuse me. There's engagement too. You see these little arrows going back and forth. Basically, if you are engaged with a character, if you try to run away, they'll get a free attack on you, and we'll probably
nice. That's some old school D&D.
Yeah, do some
all school D&D.
Keep on using, and of course, some of these spells have once per use or one per encounter. Some of them have cooldowns, so they can be used multiple times per encounter. You just have to keep track of what you're doing with which. Obviously, the once per encounter stuff is pretty.
So that's like once, and then you have to take a big rest, or does it actually just come back after you come out of combat?
I'll show you real quick. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Per rest. I should have rested then. All right, I'm gonna use this one. This is a combo ability, so I have to use this with.
Ready for this?
This lady here. Let's see if I can flip over to her daggers. I can't change. So you have some abilities that take two people to use, and then if you get them both off at the same time, they'll do extra damage. Like she's gonna knock him down, and my other character should be about to do a big hit to the ground like that. So
that's neat. I like that.
Yeah, they're neat. It's pretty well done. And I've been kind of, as you gain favor or loyalty with these characters, it looks like you get more of those with each character. So
I like that.
Pop. That guy popped open. Try and get this guy down here.
I mean, they had some of that in Dragon Age as well.
Yeah.
Like, turn on the ice and hit him with a boulder.
Yeah, that was also a lot of Divinity stuff too. And I haven't gotten far enough to really know much about the elemental stuff in this game, but at least here it's kind of cool that you have some abilities that you can do those combo attacks. It is kind of neat. So I think
it's kind of great that these have survived and come back. Like the CRPG, is that what these are generally called?
RPGs, yeah. They definitely Pillars was a big step towards that. I mean, Pillars was unrepentantly old school. You look at what kind of Dragon Age has been going more for. Like Dragon Age Origins, that was what, 2003 or 4, I want to say. That was one of the first kind of really retro-ish things here. So now, but Dragon Age has obviously kind of gone to the Mass Effect style of 3D combat. Whereas these are kind of more, very much beholden to the old Baldur's Gate kind of style of thing.
Right.
Not going to be for everybody. I mean, a lot of people didn't grow up with these games, especially if you're younger, but there's a lot of meat to them. They're usually really, really long. And I do really like the art style in these games, too. Obsidian has some really great artists that are working on this stuff. I don't know how to get back to, I can go fast mode and slow mode. I'm not really sure. I guess I just hit the button again to take it all out. But now that I'm sneaking.
Sneaky.
I just take everything. So I snuck again, and sneaking you can obviously do sneak attacks, and I think my bow person probably be most handy with that.
Will do. Curious.
Oh, there's too many of them. That's a lot of people. This is probably.
Do you have any big AOE?
Shoot,
you can.
Nope, they're gonna attack me. Gotta run away.
Oh, well, that's weird. So that's like you're in their detected range.
Yeah, and if that circle gets all the way filled, they will pop you. Let's see here. Now.
Interesting way to represent that.
Yeah, it's neat. I believe it's the same as Pillars of Eternity. I mean, Pillars of Eternity did a lot of good things, a lot of smart things right off the bat for the first time they made this engine. So
I'm kind of bummed I never finished that game. I got up to the big tree where everybody came off of it and talked to the woman. And
yeah, I got about that far too, and I think I got through a couple more zones after that, and I kind of lost steam. I think the version I was playing was a pre-release too, and it didn't carry over if I recall correctly. But in any case, I'm gonna try and do maybe I should rest now and try to do some of these bigger encounters, but.
Can you do that? Oh,
not right now, obviously, but
I am a shield wall unto my
shit. Honor guard. These guys immediately, like the archers are the real crappy ones. They will definitely kind of ping you a lot. Come on, buddy, die or get started hitting people. break the wall on this dude. It kind of stuns and shoo-ba-da-boop, boop, boop.
Uh-huh.
Will do.
Crap, they have a lot of ranged people, which is not good.
Oh, that person's getting it.
Yeah, he's getting the business. Why are you running away? You were supposed to be attacking this dude. Okay, well.
What are the buffs, or what are the parry +1, dodge +1, one-handed weapon?
Oh, these are,
+1?
as you use your skills, 1+ weapons, you're actually gaining skill in them. So you gain skills from using skills.
Okay.
I have a feeling that'll, it's going pretty quick here in the early part of the game, but I'm not really sure how it'll affect the rest of, shit, okay, this guy needs to cast this on her. But yeah, that's one of the things that I do kind of like about it so far, that you just gain skills, not from having to like go, you can train for them if you want with you know, NPCs and stuff like that, but oh, ow.
I'm okay.
Okay, so.
Seems very Elder Scrolls-ish.
How do you mean? Oh, yeah. No, I definitely remember that guy.
Go jump around.
Yeah,
a lot.
go sneak into somebody's bedroom and sneak in there and use the tape your control to the to just sneak instantly for like a few hours and you come back on 100 sneak. Try and steal these people. And they also do have some quick items too, which is pretty handy. I have some potions and everything, which I probably should be using more, but hopefully if I can kill this guy, bang, and then these guys shouldn't take too much longer.
You know, I feel like in these types of games, it takes me a long time to learn how valuable potions and stuff are, and consumable
definitely.
items. To be like, oh, do I need to save these for a boss encounter, or are these things I should be using all the time?
That's definitely been kind of it's always a tough thing to tell. And I haven't really figured out that. I haven't done much trading either yet. So it's one of those things where I don't really know how much potions cost and if I'm going to be picking up. I've been picking up a decent amount of them from the world, but definitely don't want to be using. It doesn't seem like you want to be using those every fight. Like she's going to get all. Oh crap! I don't think he can actually do anything here. What does this do? A buff gun. How about that? Blop. I did turn on the Gibbs mode. So you see, they do regenerate health after they get out of combat.
A foothold could get us into the courtyard.
So you see their health will start slowly regenerating, but as they're wounded, the maximum amount that they can actually get back is lower. So you have to rest in order to get.
Spine was made of iron.
That wasn't so hard.
That wasn't so hard.
How is the chatter?
It's not too bad. Verse is probably the best one so far. She cusses a lot, which I do enjoy. I'm gonna make sure I pick up everything. Oh crap! I just saw that trap before too, and I totally forgot to unpick it. Yeah, let's do maybe one more fight, and we'll probably try to wrap it up. I don't know. I have no idea what's gonna happen after this, so I don't want to like play for another hour before we get to something major. But hopefully, this is kind of demonstrates the kind of game that you're getting into. I don't know much of the storyline twists that are gonna pop up here, but I definitely feel like there probably are some big ones coming up. And usually you can have multiple ways of getting around obstacles. Like I'm sure if I went the other way, there'd be a different way to get up on top of this wall. But for this one, I have enough athletics that I can make this.
So is it all based off of your main character? Like if your main character beats the check, then you can get everybody up there?
I'm honestly not sure.
It must be, right?
Shit, now I can't rest because I went up here, crap. I know there are some things that'll work with anybody's actual stats, but for those main things, I'm not really sure which it is. Let me see if I can get through these guys real quick and take a break. And we'll go down to the courtyard and I have a feeling there'll be something. We'll see what bad things happen down there. These guys are casting illusions on each other. You can also make spells, which I've done for some of these characters. I'm getting a bunch of levels up now. Oh crap! Heal. That's the only problem with having my main character be the tank, that sometimes she loses health more rapidly than I sometimes can keep track of.
Can big dude with the iron, is he a tank man?
He can, and there are different kind of taunts and everything like that, but not the way that I'm used to having taunts. Where, shit, is that in view? Let's see if I can get him out of view and maybe take a nap. Yeah, I'll take a break right in the middle of this.
Take a little sleepy nap.
Right in the middle of this castle siege. Oh man.
What the hell happened to you guys? Nothing. We got real tired.
Yeah, we just took a little
climbing
break,
that wall.
It's a cool looking shield. That is actually an upgrade for this dude, but I don't think he can actually. I'm not sure if he can probably trade shield. Let's see here. I'm gonna use it for this character. There we go. Thanks, buddy. I found a new shield. All right, let's clear this courtyard and see what happens after that. And if I die, I die.
So you don't have any more wounds, or you still have wounds?
After resting. Oh shit! I need to upgrade my character. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So let's go ahead and pop off a couple of these last little bits. Some health. And try to pick out some of these. Gain immunity to burning and bleeding. That's boring. Okay. And her one more skill real quick, and we'll go ahead and try.
Sure, no rush.
Hey guys. Shit.
Hey,
a lot
thanks
of
for
people down
waiting.
here. Ow.
I told you people were sleeping on our wall. Never believe me.
Okay, pop. These guys are not doing anything. They're just kind of
No,
sitting
they
down
don't
here
care.
watching. Yeah, they're just like, okay, you guys handle those people coming in from behind. Everybody attack them. You go ahead and start using some abilities like this.
I wonder if you
one.
could sneak up on them and get a backstab on those two guys down there.
I don't know. I mean, I know that you can sneak and... Oh, shit. You're running away?
Hey, guys, seriously. Oh, yeah, she is mouthy.
This is one per rest. I'm going to save that ability for something more major bad guy, because I think I have this one. I think these are spellcasters, and they can't actually come after me because they're keeping the spell open that is keeping the wall.
Oh, interesting.
up.
So maybe you have to take them out to breach the wall.
Probably. Let's see here.
I got it.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Spellcasters. Fireball. Ow. Let's knock this guy down, or at least knock him out.
On it.
They take a lot of damage, some of these people. I'm just hitting them and hitting them.
Yeah, you got him.
I definitely got him, but...
What's the percentage that's next to their, like 81%?
You know, I think that is the amount of... There's a big sliding scale of whether the kind of attack that you have is going to affect the bad guy. So, like, slashing damage will do better against some types of armor. Some
Okay.
people have less magical ability to resist magic damage.
So is it more like chance to hit?
I think it's not only chance to hit, but like chance to crit. There's also like glancing blows. There's all kinds of weird stuff like that going on. There's a very huge amount of permutations to what you can do on any given attack, and you want to have the kind of weapon that will affect the enemy that you're attacking the most, obviously. That's why you have like different weapon sets and everything that you can switch back and forth. Because sometimes you'll be attacking an enemy and they'll say, my weapons do nothing, and all that kind of stuff, and that's when you have to kind of switch over to another type of weapon.
Everybody knows you use the mace or the hammer on the skeletons.
Yep, that's basically it.
That's basically it.
I got it.
Let's take a look in here and see if there's anything interesting. Otherwise, we'll probably just call it a day. And I'd love you must gather your party before venturing forth. I think that goes all the way back to like Baldur's Gate 1. That text has been in these type of games for a long time. And
I can't believe they made a whole new universe.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I believe that this kind of thing has been in the works for a long time. But I don't know the specifics of any of that kind of stuff.
It's great. I mean, you got options now, right? With Divinity seeming like it seemed like Divinity, that stuff did pretty well,
Yeah.
and then Pillars seemed to do at least have a really good reception. You got options.
Hello. That guy said he's part of the chorus, I think, which means that the
Betrayed, huh?
They might have. Oh shit! Are these guys good guys, bad guys? Well, if I recall correctly, some of the text about what you're allowed to show kind of implied that I think something coming up is probably something that we are not supposed to.
Forbidden.
Forbidden. So this.
So when is this out, or is this coming out?
This is out, I believe, as of last Thursday. I was out
Okay.
all weekend, and that's why I didn't record anything last week. But I believe this is out now, available for purchase and play. There are plenty of reviews out there and everything like that. So now this is kind of all coming to a head between the Dishonored and the Scarlet Chorus. But I think I'll let people who are interested in this kind of game figure that out for themselves. It looks like
So on Steam or GOG, around $40-50.
I believe so. 45 is what I saw before we started this quickly.
Very cool. Thanks,
Yeah,
Matt.
It seems neat. Like I said, if you like Pillars of Eternity, it definitely is I hate to say like a reskin of that game and its UI and models and everything like that, but it definitely is. It's hewing pretty close to that style. But definitely,
that's like saying like Icewind Dale is a reskin of.
Sure,
Baldur's Gate, right?
true. And Icewind Dale 2 especially is one of my favorite RPGs. So I don't mean that as a knock. It is very much in the same vein. If you're looking for, it's hard to give a qualitative assessment yet, but it seems pretty cool so far.
Neat. All right. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Thank you very much.